No way. Wow. At the root of your reading, we have the Lovers. So this is totally interesting because I keep pulling Two of Cups and the Lovers on these recent readings that I've had, and the trend continues. So this is major. It's at the root of your reading. You are contemplating perhaps deep partnership, love, choices in love, collaboration, and teamwork, doing life with someone, the strength of pairs, the strength of more than one person, and perhaps wanting to collaborate with a partner, the strength of two together or a family. Wow. Yeah, so the trend continues with the Lovers card, and I keep pulling that, so that's at the root of this reading. Let's continue. Okay, and oops, is this one card? Yes, we have the Ace of Pentacles. You perhaps are going to get a new love coming up in your future. There's some sort of blessing you're going to get here in the earthly realm. I feel like it does have to do with relationships and collaboration and family, but we can pull more cards and clarify a little bit more. You also can be coming into like new pinnacle, like new income, money flows, stuff like that. You perhaps might be searching and pensive and really kind of thinking about your future, thinking about reflecting on what you want for your future and what you want for your pinnacle, all that good stuff. Okay. Now we have the Nine of Wands coming up. The Nine of Wands is coming up for your solar plexus. So there's some sort of grit and diligence and some sort of challenge, I want to say, that you are going through. I believe you do have motivation and personal power. You do have self-control. I think you've had it for a long time, and you're at a place where you want partnership, you want collaboration, you want to do life with someone else. And going solo, you can do life solo. You've been doing a lot of things on your own, and you have grit, but I think that that's getting a little bit old for you, and you're feeling like, I really want to be a part of a team. And one thing I want to say is that many people are in relationships, but they don't feel like they're part of a team. They still feel like this Nine of Wands energy. I have multiple friends that have been in relationships or are currently in relationships, marriages even, and they are feeling in the Nine of Wands energy where they feel like they're going at it alone. They don't feel like they have a team, and they do feel like a single person, a single parent trying to do things on their own. And this is for male and female both. This is not just for single mommies out there. This is for males as well. Okay, so far we have major the Lovers at your root, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles at your sacral, and then we have the Nine of Wands at your solar plexus. Whoa. You have the Emperor in your heart chakra. This is amazing. I believe that you do have the Emperor on your mind where you want the father figure. You want that planner. You want that person who's strategic, who you can depend on, that solid person. You want someone that you can respect, someone who is leading the family in a really great way. Wow, you want it now, you want it fast. Here we have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And so that longing and yearning that you have for your Emperor, it's there, it's palpable. You are not flirting around. You actually are thinking of really doing life with someone as a pair, and that's in your heart. Yes. Okay. Oh, I feel some intense energy here. Let's continue. Now we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is coming up for your throat. You are being confident in what you're speaking, and perhaps you are doing your affirmations and claiming that Emperor to come in to your life, or to be in your life in a more steady, stable, rooted way. This is interesting. Let's continue. All right. Oh, and now I see we have another major, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is coming up in your third eye. And so I believe that you are accepting this perspective that perhaps you're not feeling completion at this time, because even though you are a complete person, you do see that something is missing. And I think for a while, for a long time, you've been in that Nine of Wands energy, doing it on your own. Even if you are an emperor, doing it on your own, you're like, I want a queen to reign alongside of me. I do see this emperor as flying solo as well. And so I'm seeing that perhaps you are a male watcher watching this video, and you really just want that partnership with someone who you can depend on. And it's exhausting when you're with a partner who is someone you can't depend on, or you're with a partner who is constantly fighting you, constantly questioning you, and cutting you down. And so this Hanged Man is very appropriate to come up in your third eye. I believe that you see what you want, you see this partnership, and it is something that you are willing to sacrifice different things, you're willing to go out on a limb. Okay, the word that's coming to mind is that you're willing to compromise. The word compromise is coming to mind. So I feel like for a while you have been in this Nine of Wands energy, whether you're in a relationship or not. You've been feeling like, you're taking on a lot, you're struggling, you're doing the thing, everybody depends on you. And I believe that you're getting quite tired of feeling like you're doing things on your own. And like I said, I want to emphasize again, you could be in a relationship and you're still feeling alone in the Nine of Wands, even being married and coupled up and in a relationship. That's a very real human experience that happens. And in this Hanged Man energy, I believe that you are willing to compromise so that you can have that divine partnership. And we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is coming up for your crown. I'm getting the sense that you're feeling that you want your wishes to come true. You do want it all. You want the good times. You want the material abundance. You want the emotional wellness. You want the collaboration, the fun times, the teamwork. You want the happy family. You want the support. And you want to be able to have conversations with your partner. And I think that you're at a place where you're getting ready to go off on your own with the Six of Swords card coming up here. You're getting ready to just, I think, leave it all behind. I think some of you watching could feel off balance in a way. And I'm thinking like you are not a very fragmented person. Like you have done a lot on your own. You have done a lot on your own. And you do have the leadership capabilities. You are competent. You can do life on your own. And at the same time, I'm getting the sense that you want more balance. You want more balance in regard to having a partner in your life. And having a partner in your life, I think you feel would balance out your life a lot more, because I think you're taking a lot on and it's getting tiresome to do that on your own. Like, you're good at it and you can do a lot on your own. Like I said, whether in a relationship or not, you could be very coupled up, married, and still feel like you're alone and feeling like you're doing things on your own. And you're not wanting to feel that aloneness. You're wanting to feel stability. You don't want to feel in survival mode. You know, with this 9 of Wands, you want to feel like you can depend on your partner. The universe is working in your favor. You know, you do have your Emperor, Empress by your side. And so I just feel like it's time. Like, it's time for you to get what you deserve. And with this 9 of Wands in your solar plexus, you do have courage, you do have strength, and you are someone that you're motivated, you're able to manifest, but at this point in time, I feel like you're kind of like in a holding period or a waiting period, and the universe is encouraging you, but there's just like a couple more puzzle pieces that need to land into place for things to really be complete. I think you want to create with another person, especially with the Lovers at your root, and then the Knight of Wands here. You want to create with another person, and so you need another person who's also creative, who's also a mover and a shaker. And perhaps the person you're with right now, if you're in a relationship, is not really that good of a match for you, and you need someone who's more active. I'm getting that sense. So this is a collective reading, and many of you are in a relationship and many of you are not in a relationship. And no matter what astrological sign you are, these are all human experiences that I'm talking about and referring to when I do these collective readings. And so it's fascinating that these things are coming up, and I'm still getting the sense that many of you are in a relationship but feeling alone. You know, it happens quite often. It's quite common. And so I want to be very real about that and acknowledge that and not shy away from that. Now, with the Hanged Man, you want to be the Hanged Man. You're like, I just want to have a different perspective. I think you've seen all that you can see, or enough. You've seen enough in the 9 of Wands on your own, fighting on your own, taking care of challenges on your own. And the Hanged Man would really put you in a place where you feel more wise. You feel like it's okay to sacrifice, and you're getting that different perspective that you really want. And then the 6 of Swords coming up in your crown, I believe that maybe perhaps you understand that your partner is not where you live. I'm definitely getting that sense that you can see and you're aware of, and you're starting to accept or accepting currently the fact that the person that you are supposed to be with is not in the town you live in, is not in the house you live in, is not the person you're married to, is not there physically, and you can feel that pull. You're going to have to go away from the current relationship you're in, and this is clear to me with this 6 of Swords that you're going to have to go away from the current relationship you're in. And we have the Sun at the bottom of the deck. And I'm getting the sense that many of you are more clear on what you want and what you need, and that clarity that you're receiving is undeniable. Like, let's say that you're sleeping and someone turns the light on, you know, your eyes hurt and you get bothered by the light because you're like, oh, it's not time yet, I don't want to see the light, I'm still in bed. But even if you pull that cover over your eyes, it's like you still are aware that the light is on, and you can still see in a way that the light is on, and that's a problem. That's a problem because you can't go back to the darkness. Once you are aware and you've seen that picture for yourself, or you become aware of this new reality, of this new thing you need, or that you're not getting what you need in the current space you're in the current relationship you're in, it's really hard, because then now there's dissonance, now there's a conflict, right? Whereas before everything was just fine, I don't want anything else, I'll put up with it, this is just what it is mentality. But now that you're self-aware with the Hanged Man here, you know, it's like I almost have no choice but to go away. And so for the gold card, we have the Page of Wands. And I think that you're ready for an adventure in certain ways. Maybe you're not financially ready, or in some ways you're not thinking that you're ready, but if you were to really get in touch with yourself, I think that you'll find that you are more in a Page of Wands energy, where you are someone who does like new projects and new creative things, and you're an active person. And I was getting that sense too, that the partner you're currently with, or if you're single, you know that you want an active person. And for those of you who are already in a relationship, you're feeling like, my partner is not active enough. I'm being so active that I'm feeling overwhelmed, and my partner's not doing enough for me or the family, or for whatever tasks you have that you need to do. And so you're becoming aware, and you are accepting with the Hanged Man here. You're accepting that, okay, I'm going to have to take a trip. I'm going to have to go away, and I'm going to have to go look for what I'm looking for somewhere else, because it's not here. I'm getting the sense that you're in a sort of desert, like emotional desert. See how this Page of Wands is in the desert? You're in a sort of desert, and that's not enough water. That's not enough provisions for you, and you're going to have to go somewhere else. And so, that is going to be a hard realization for some of you who are watching, and perhaps this confirmation might be like what you needed to just like nudge you forward into that adventure. Okay? I really hope that a lot of this resonated with you. Stay encouraged, safe journeys, best wishes, and have a wonderful day.